Hello, my darlings, and welcome back to ADHD Fueled Crafts. My name is Kelly. I am a pet parent with ADHD and a tendency to hyperfixate on crafts. And on today's video, I'm very excited to announce that we are looking at the Archer and Olive Spring Subscription Box for spring of 2026. So if you don't know about Archer and Olive, they are a stationery company that focuses mostly on journaling and journaling related supplies. So they have fancy pens and markers, washi tape, journals and more journals, and notebooks and more notebooks, and lots of really pretty things that make it hard for my impulse control issues to not spend large amounts of money all at once when I really shouldn't. But this is one of their quarterly subscription boxes. So every season you get a box with a theme, and there's usually a couple of really nice hardcover journals and some washi tape, some markers, and some other things thrown in there that all have a theme to them. I am very excited for the theme of this season's box. I don't know technically what it is, but I have an idea. They always give you a little bit of a hint on the front of the box here. So I'm going to read this real quick and then we'll open it up and start looking at the goodies. So on the front of the box, it says, "Life is a mix of curtain calls and quiet rehearsals, all part of the same beautiful show. Not every day calls for a spotlight, yet each of us carries a quiet brilliance waiting to shine. So take a deep breath, let your creativity take the stage, and make this moment spectacular." Capitalized, spectacular. I was a drama nerd when I was in school. And so I still love everything related to the theater and plays and musicals, and I love musicals. So I'm really excited to get into this and see how the things inside tie to this theme. Just taking a look at the box here. Actually, let me take the plastic off so we can get rid of this awful glare. So we have this really nice, almost purpley gray box. It's really pretty. So here we have the Archer and Olive logo. On the front here, we have this really pretty checker pattern with a pretty design around the edge of the statement, these stars and kind of the corner pieces and the borders that are stylized. So let's get into this and unwrap our presents. So inside our box, everything is nicely laid out, pretty well wrapped, so we can be surprised and not have any spoilers as we go. So to start with, I'm going to start with the washi tape. There's typically 4 rolls of varying styles and thicknesses. And this is no different. So we have this red checkered, diamond checkered box here. And oh my gosh, these are adorable. So our first one here looks like a bunch of ticket stubs all around it. Very cute. This one is a kind of burgundy red and gold diamond pattern around it, kind of similar to the patterning on the box. And then we have, oh, that's so pretty. It's almost like string lights with stars, with this pretty gold. Very nice. And then our last one is a pink and white striped washi tape with gold embossing. That's kind of similar to the patterning around our text on the outside of the box. So that is very pretty. So I will put these away. There's also a card that has all of the descriptions of what's in your box. So we're just going to put that aside because I don't want to know. All right, the next thing we have in here says, oh, this is cute, Spectacular Ephemera die cut stickers, one set only. And it looks like a little ticket stub. That's so fun. I love how well they tie everything together so it looks like it goes together. All right, let's take a peek at these. So this says there should be 15 designs with 2 of each design. Oh, nice. So these are stickers. So some of them looks like frames. So we have this one here. Actually, I'm gonna put the box behind it so you can see it better. It's kind of a frame. It's kind of a grayish, greenish color with gold stars on it. The next one looks like you could put it around photos, and it looks like a mirror, like the mirrors you see with the really big light bulbs around it that they usually have backstage to do your makeup and everything, have the really bright lights to be able to see really clearly what you're doing. So next ones are these that are a red and white, and then there's this white. That was very rude. The cat just came in and attacked my phone stand because he doesn't want to play and wants to be lazy until I start trying to record, and then it's time to go crazy. It's kind of like when you try to go to bed and then they all just want to play, right? You ignoring me? So we have these kind of red and white dynamic style. So there's like a white shape in the middle here, so you could put something there. We have this style that kind of looks like some sort of like plaque for writing, like a sign that would have the title of something on it. Next, we have this really shiny gold and white diamond checkered pattern. Oh, these are cute. They're like the little curtain with the dangly gold, like on the washi tape. There's like a top of a tent, like a big top. So these kind of could be circus or movie or play related, kind of any sort of show, really. And then we have these pretty stars that look like they're textured. Textured as in like worn. Like the stars themselves look like they're kind of worn down. We have, oh my goodness, 4 different versions of tickets here. So we have our red tickets, admit 1. We have our 50-cent admit 1 ticket. Our blue admit 1 ticket. And then our special event admit 1 ticket. Those are all very cute. We have a couple more that are different types of stars. Oh, those are all flipped around. So we have these kind of pale purple and gold stars. And then these blue and gold pattern stars. And the last one we have is 1 entry ticket for a spectacular night of radiance and renewal. Non-transferable, must be used for self-care by the ticket holder. That's cute. That's really cute. All right, so those are the stickers in this set. There's always some sort of set of stickers, depending on, sometimes they're lettering, sometimes they're fun ones like this. Just depends on the theme and how the stickers fit into the theme. I think these are the first stickers I've gotten that are all shaped differently like that, and are varying sizes and patterns and everything. All right, moving on to the next item. Let's look at our markers. Spectacular! Acrylograph water-based acrylic non-toxic. Interesting. So let's get these open here. So these are a little different than the other markers I've seen them have. So these are the first set of markers that I've gotten that are acrylic based, so that's fun. So on the back here of the box, oh, sorry, here's the front of the box. On the back here, they have the titles of all the different colors of markers. The colors aren't on the markers themselves. They usually have something indicating what the colors are along with on the lids. And then they give you a small set of label stickers so that if you choose to, you can put them on the markers if you want to remember the technical name for them in case you want to like get more or something. Actually, I don't know if they sell more. That would be good to check. So I am going to grab my notebook that I used last time to test our markers and be right back. All right, got my notebook. It's our last page of testing, and we're gonna go to the next one. So since these are paint markers, they do have little shakers inside. Give them a good shake. And then it just looks white until you get the ink flowing. It's one of those that you have to push in the tip to get the paint flowing. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay. So they almost have a metallic sheen to them, from what I can see. So when you first draw, it's very similar to the color, and then as it dries, that metallic kind of comes through. So here are the colors. So we have red carpet, glimmer, ballet pink, smoke blue, and midnight marquee. And you can see they all have that metallic silver shift to them. The big blotches look more metallic-y because that's where I was pushing down and then more ink came out. And so it looks very, very similar, silvery. And then as it dries, you get a little bit more of the undercolor coming through. I gotta say my favorite is probably the smoke blue out of these colors. With the amount of silver coloring, the glimmer and the ballet pink, it's a little hard to tell the difference. Like you can very clearly tell that one is kind of an orangey and one is pinkish, but it's very similar. So I think they could have done a little bit better with contrasting colors between those two. And then the smoke blue and midnight marquee, when you're first coloring, they look very similar until it dries down and that silver calms down a bit. And then you can see the difference in the coloring between the kind of grayish blue and the darker blue. But yeah, those are very pretty. They do dried down relatively quickly, but the silver, like just rubbing my fingers over it, I had just finished writing it when I was showing it. So it's not smudging or anything, but I am getting silver residue on my finger, so that is something to consider when you're using these. But all right, I'm gonna put these away, and then we'll move on to the next item. The next item we have is, it looks like a book page rest. I'm wondering if this is one of those things that you like hold down on a book to keep the pages separated. Aha, it is. Ooh, that's a really pretty design. So you can see this is made of wood and it's got this carved design. It's very similar to what we've seen kind of on the front of the packagings and things. So what this is, when you have a book, so like, for example, my notebook, you use the pointy part in the middle, and then you can hold it with one hand and keep it open. So you can use that with like paperback books that you're reading, journals. You can hold it with one hand and keep both pages open and write or anything. So they're very nice. They're very useful with certain books. If the books are too big, I find that my thumb starts to hurt, but that's also, I have tiny little hands, so I can't really hold books one-handed very well. But this is very pretty. I will say the etching isn't super clear on it. So you can see on this side, the etching here almost seems like it didn't go quite as deep, so it's a little harder to see this patterning compared to over on this side. And then on the other side, it does seem like the ones over here are also not quite as deep and clear as on the other side, but it makes it unique. It's wood, so it is something that they carved out, so it's not going to be exact. They're all going to be slightly different, which is actually pretty cool. No two are exactly the same. This is really useful. Now it looks like we're on to possibly our paper or lettering. Nope, small notepad. So we're on to some of the more journal and notebook related things. So usually they'll have a couple of journals that are hardcover. There'll be one that's an A6 and one that's a B5, I believe. So it's A5, B6, A6, B5. Yep. So they'll usually have like a bigger one and a smaller one. So this is an A6 notepad. So they'll usually have some sort of soft cover-ish notepad also, in addition to the journals that they give you. So we're gonna open this guy up here. So on the front is just the ampersand symbol for Archer and Olive. Oh, this is what I see when I opened it up. It's very colorful and pretty, so very excited to see what this is. Oh, it's like a tear off note. It's like Post-it notes without the stickiness, like note cards, tear off note cards. That's what the word I'm looking for. So it's got this really nice casing. So Archer and Olive uses faux leather for their products. So it's got this nice, really shiny gold faux leather hard case. And then there's little screws holding all the papers in. And then the papers are perforated. So you can just write yourself a note, tear it off, move on to the next. And as you go through, you're going to go through the different colors. So very nice little desk note pad. Notepad. I don't know why that word was so hard to think of when it's literally on the box. But that's really cute. I really like that. Very colorful and pretty. So we got green, pink, a gray and a blue for the papers. Next, the next item is this accordion folio. I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing it's some sort of like one of those accordion folders. Let's see what this guy looks like. Meh. When did you move to that side? Let's give him a good shake. And then it just looks white until you get the How did I not notice him move? Okay. I believe I am correct. Oh, pretty. Okay, so we have this really pretty kind of light pale green and a little less pale green, looking like light shining from this really pretty foiled chandelier in the center. There's a couple pieces of ribbon here that you can use to tie it shut. There's also little strings of glue, but oh well. And then I was correct. So if you open it up, it's got all these little pockets. So you can keep a bunch of like stickers or different types of paper or anything in there. And then it will eventually be pretty full, and then you can just tie it shut to keep things from falling out. So that is very cute and very unique. I haven't seen anything like this from them before, even on the online shop. So very cool. It matches the box that it came in too. All right, so with that, we are, make sure I get these ribbons tucked in here so they don't get damaged. Please cooperate. Oh my goodness. Go in the box. Thank you. All right, with that, we are on to our journals. I'm going to grab these out. So we got, they're both about the same size, but one is thicker than the other one, and they're both very hefty. So I'm going to get this box out of here. So we'll start with this one, because this is the one on top, and this one looks a little more decorative on top, so I think that's going to be our super fancy one that we'll want to save for the end. So on the front here, we have the Archer and Olive ampersand symbol with a couple of stars. We have the same checkered pattern that we had on the outside of the box. The hardcover journals always come in these really nice hard cardboard cases to really keep them protected. They're usually pretty cool textures and really high quality, so they really make sure they're protected. So in each box here, we're going to have a little blurb about a note to the purchaser about how Archer and Olive got started, their mission for spreading the message of caring for mental health through journaling and everything. And then the book itself is covered in this paper so that even when you take the lid off, you have to unwrap to see your package. So my favorite part. So let's see our first journal. Oh, that is cool. Oh my gosh. This is so unique. So we have, it's like the curtains going to the stage, and it's got a lock. It opens from the front like doors. That is so cool. I have never seen a journal like this. Oh, I love this. And it's textured. So this itself kind of feels like almost like a nylon-y texture. You can see the side has kind of this almost carousel top patterning like the sticker we saw. This has all of these grooves and things textured, so the entire thing you can feel all of the patterning of the curtains and the arches and pillars and everything. Oh, that is so pretty. I love that. And then this just kind of flips up to open. And then we open like this. Ooh, you can feel that it's stiff. All right, and then the inside cover has the gold and white foiled diamond pattern that also is textured because you can feel the gold is a little bit raised. And then this is, I don't want to like break it, but you just have to work with it a little bit because it's stiff since it's new. So there, it's working. And then these are a dot grid journal. These are, I guess I could say, these are A5 curtain call dot grid notebook for this one. So there's 192 pages in this one. And then each of the journals have a couple of ribbon bookmarks. So there's one that is just a plain ribbon, and then the other one has a little gold weight with the ampersand symbol, so you can keep track of where you are within your journal. Yeah, so that is our first journal. Oh my gosh, I love this. That is so unique and pretty. All right, let's get this tucked back away, all nice and safe and protected. And then we can open up our last journal. So this one is also an A5, so they only have the smaller size in this one. They don't have any of the bigger ones, but that's okay. I don't need giant journals, I just need fun things. All right, so this one is kind of that pale pinkish, almost purpley pink, and then it's got the gold foiling on it with this really pretty pattern around it. It almost looks like edging around a mirror. This is the A5 Starlit Dot Grid Notebook. So let's open her up. We've got the same blurb on this guy. Let's see how she looks. Oh, that's cute. Definitely less exciting than that first one. I think they should have had them flipped for the order. So this just feels like a nice canvas cover. We've got the pink, really light pink and kind of baby pink striping going on. On the front, we have the same symbol as on the front of the box. It's got this nice elastic band so you can keep it closed. It's got a elastic tab to hold on to a pen if you're taking this with you somewhere. The inside cover, we have a gold and white stripe. Should be just on the front cover, and then it's got a spot to say this belongs to me. And then same thing as the other one, we have our dot grid notebook, and then we have our light pink ribbon with our ampersand, and then on the back there is no pattern, but it does have a little paper pocket where you can keep some stuff in there if you're taking it with you to work on it. So that is cute. I will say I prefer it when they have the most exciting thing on the bottom because you're kind of building anticipation to it. So I'm a little disappointed that they had the cooler one on top and this was kind of the final item. This is still really cute. I still do really like this journal, but I definitely think that one was kind of the showstopper item. So, but that's okay. They're both really cool. So we're going to put this away. All right, my friends, and that was the Archer and Olive Spring of 2026 seasonal subscription box. If this seems like something that you are interested in, I will have the website down in the description of the video. This is not sponsored or anything. I've been getting their subscription boxes. I believe this is my 5th time getting one. I just really love stationery and pretty and cute things, and I love sharing them with other people. So figured I'd give my friends out there interested in stationery a little look-see at what there is to offer. They do, in addition to the subscription boxes, have other items for sale. They'll come out with kind of seasonally different kind of lines of items. The things in here are, I believe, only available within the subscription box, but they'll have other lines of products that they'll release. So I believe the most recent one, there was kind of like a line of kind of adventure type things. So there was like a journal that had a mountain and castles and a dragon flying, and then they had washi taped themed with dragons and knights and stickers related to them. And there's a pirate one where the journal was like a treasure map with the pirate ship, and then they had stickers and washi tape themed with that. And so it is fun to look at what they come out with. The really popular ones do sell out of the in-stock, and then they'll usually have a pre-order that will cut off at a certain point, and then if you haven't ordered it at that point, they're done. It's kind of a initial stock. Once that sells out, pre-order for the next release for a certain period of time, and if you miss the pre-order, it's gone. They also usually only have a certain amount available for the pre-order, so it could sell out. Not to give FOMO or anything, but I missed the Dragon Journal, and I'm very upset about that. But anyway, they seem like a really great company. They have high quality items. The name of the company, Archer and Olive, were the owner's cats, so fellow animal lovers, yay! But yes, that's all I have for today. Let me know your thoughts down below. Is there anything that you didn't like within this box? Or if you saw my previous unboxing, is there anything you liked better in the previous box for journals or markers or anything compared to this one? Let me know your thoughts. And if you would like to, please do subscribe, like the video. Join me on this journey as we continue on. I won't have more Archer and Olive until the next subscription box comes out in a few months, but I will have other potential stationery related things. I have a large collection of handmade glass pens that I've been gathering over the past few years, and fun inks. So we can take a look at those and do some drawing with them. Sure you saw from my writing in my notebook, I don't have the best handwriting, so I did get a calligraphy how-to book, so might try that out sometime, see if I can make some calligraphy that looks better than my actual handwriting, which the answer is probably no, but I'm gonna try. So come back if you want to see that. In addition to those, I do have some upcoming ones with building little kits, book nooks and such, puzzles, Legos, more diamond painting things. I do have a couple of more mystery boxes filmed that I haven't released yet. I have one from the most recent mystery box that dropped, so that will be coming out probably this week. But otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic evening. I hope you have a lovely week. Stay hydrated. Take care of your mental health. Love on your pets if you have them, and if not, love on someone else's pets. And if you don't like animals, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. I can't relate. But I wish you the best anyway. So thank you again for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye, friends.